finish things off.
Cal, what do you think you guys have consistently been doing better during this winning streak the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I think we've really taken pride on dominating the boards. We've played some really good rebounding teams and understanding that if we want to win, we have to rebound and that we just can't have those, oh, like I missed it that time, like those add up. And so just really holding ourselves accountable and each other, that we're going to hit first on the box outs and that ball's ours. Even if it comes as a 50-50 ball, like that has to be ours every single time. And I really think that's just given us momentum because when we rebound down, it allows us to play with great pace. And we're really good when we can play with pace.
Amy puts such a big emphasis in winning home, playing well at home and winning at home. I guess what's the pride in this winning streak that you guys have at home?
Yeah, I mean, we want to win every time we're in PBA and just for our fan base, but just for ourselves, protecting your home court is so important. And any win in the Big Ten Conference is hard. And so when you can get these big wins at home and then you can just take that on the road, like that's just momentum each and every time. And so we definitely want to keep our home streak alive. And that continues on Sunday.
What is your favorite thing about the PAC PBA game?
Ooh, that's a good question. I just think to see how the community rallies specifically around women's sports. You don't get that everywhere you go. And I just think it's so important. And I always say, like, I'm living in an answered prayer, and I never thought I would be in arenas like this as a little girl. And so it's just such a fun opportunity to play the game you love with the people you love and be surrounded by people who care and have such a passion for what you do.
You guys have gone through so many injury issues this year. When somebody goes down, how are you guys able to deal with that in the locker room and move past it to where you can get out there and keep playing well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been very hard. We've faced a lot of adversity this season, but one thing that we talk about a lot as a team is our response, and that's something that we can control. And so how can we honor those girls that aren't able to lace up their shoes each and every day by the work ethic that we have, and how can we just be like where our feet are each and every day and not take a day for granted, even in the thick of it when your body hurts and things are tough. How can we, honor Al and Nat and Kennedy and just those girls that can't be out on the court with us? And how can we lean into each other and not go our separate ways is something that we've done very well this season.
Brett was named the National Freshman of the Week earlier this week for what she did last week, especially at Iowa. Just how have you seen her kind of come into her own as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I think she's really just become comfortable with the game, comfortable controlling our team. And I think when she thinks score first and has that mentality, our team is just better. When you get her off a screen and roll, and she reads that really well. And so she really just sets up her teammates for success and betters the ball. And it was fun to play with, see that be honored last week. And I think that's one of many to come.
Anything else for Cal?
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Cal.
Thank you.
Alexis Markowski. Questions for Lex?
What all were you feeling to win a game at Iowa last week? What were you feeling in that game?
It was great. I knew that every time that I played in Carver, it's been really close, and it's really fun to be at Iowa. So I really wanted to go there. The team really wanted to go there and get a win, keep the streak going, and I think we were really motivated, just us seniors, to finally beat them at their place.
Like you were in foul trouble. What were you proud of that your teammates did when you weren't able to be out there?
Yeah, it was hard to go out, but I had full confidence in the team and the leaders on the floor to win the game. I knew once I went out that we were going to win. I felt like we were in a great position. We were very confident. All the momentum had kind of swung our way. So, yeah, I wasn't too worried on the bench. When we went up by like 5, I was like, we got this. So.
One of those players, Britt, ended up winning a National Freshman of the Week for what she did in that game and everything else last week. Just how have you seen her kind of, come into who she is as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I mean, Britt has always been a great player. She's won a lot of games. She knows how to win. Very confident, puts in a lot of work. So it doesn't really surprise me to see her get National Freshman of the Week or Big Ten Freshman of the Week. I think coming to college is just an adjustment in itself, and even when big play starts, it's just different. And I think when Allison kind of went down, she stepped up even more than what she's been doing.
Britt said that everyone is poured into her, but you especially. Why is that so important to you?
I just know how hard it is to be a freshman and have that big of a role as she does, and it's hard to when you're a freshman, you want all your upperclassmen to love you, and you don't want to mess up or take an upperclassman's role. And I feel like this program does a really good job of welcoming in freshmen and embracing how much minutes that they all get and contribute to this team. I think last year, for example, Natalie and Logan, we knew that they were going to be a big part of our success, and I think that's really hard to find, just how competitive college basketball is in itself. But I see a lot of potential in Britt, and I think we have a lot of the same characteristics of how we see the game and how we are just high competitors. So, yeah, I mean, she came on 20 visits, and I hosted her every time. I wanted this girl to be my teammate. So now that she's here, I'm gonna give her everything that I have. So.
How have you seen Amaya develop? She's really come on of late. How have you seen her grow up in her first year out there?
Yeah, Amaya, just her rebounding is a huge spark for us. I think Iowa, she had a double-double, or she was close. Did you have a double? Yeah. Yeah, her offensive rebound putbacks, huge spark for us. We've talked about how we want to become a better rebounding team, and she's really taken that to heart. And I think she scores at a high percentage. She's shooting really well from the three-point line. She just kind of comes in and does her role to the best of her ability. And her just being a big, I get to spend even more time with her and just her development, and just talking to her about what I see. And she listens really well. She wants to get better, not only for herself but for this team. So just an energy giver. Those energy pills, you always can count on her to bring those. So
Anything in particular you've had to bring out in her game that maybe you've had to push her or try to develop in her since she's come on campus?
Yeah, I think all the freshmen this year just hold themselves to a really high standard, and when they mess up, they can kind of get down on themselves. And I think I just tell her go get a stop, go get a rebound, don't worry about it. You have to move on from whatever mistake that you made, because the game just moves by so fast, and if you hold your head on the mistake that you made, it usually doesn't end well. So I feel like she's really improved in that area since she's got here.
obviously you guys are a really close team, and looking at this win streak, does it add any pressure into this next coming game, or is it just more exciting, or kind of, I'm not sure what the mentality's like in the locker room?
Yeah, I think winning gives you a lot of confidence. We try to not get too high from any wins that we get or too low from any losses, but I feel like we're in a really good spot right now. I think our goal is to go 1-0 every day. So every game that we see in our schedule, like that's the next important game. So we're not looking any farther ahead than Ohio State right now. So just focusing on that one game, going 1-0 in that game, and then we'll move on to the next.
What is your favorite thing about the PAC PBA game?
I mean, I just love playing at PBA, but PAC PBA, just having that big of a crowd, it's huge. It gives us a lot of momentum. The energy's great. I have a lot of family and friends that get to come, so that's always fun. I think I have like five home games left here at PBA, so this one's like even more special, just knowing that the games I have here are limited, and this place has just meant so much to me, not only in college, but like I graduated high school here. I played state basketball here, so knowing that I have about 5 games left here is really crazy.
You guys get very consistent crowds, but just how is it different when you get them in the end zones and you get them in the second deck? Like how's the energy different?
It's just so much louder. I mean, it's always loud here. It's always a hard place to play. We have the men's had their winning streak, and we have our home winning streak. PBA is just one of the best venues in the country, I believe. So to have even more people come and support us, especially against teams like Ohio State, who are ranked in the top 10 and are really good programs, and teams that we've struggled with. So I think just having that crowd will give us that extra boost, and the energy is really contagious. So it's a really fun game.
Anything else for Lex? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we'll finish things up here with Coach Williams. Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement, you can, or you can just take questions.
Okay, if you guys have any advice for getting static out of hair in this weather, what?
The unscented dryer sheets.
Dryer sheets. I've heard that one,
But
but
the unscented ones, unless you want to smell like, what your dryer sheets.
there's worse things to smell like than dryer sheets, right?
I guess,
yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the vibe. So.
Well, first of all, thank you guys just for being here. We're excited about an opportunity that's in front of us this weekend. We're excited about PAC PBA, and just excited to get back on the basketball court.
What is your favorite thing about the PAC PBA game?
I think for me, just the emotional aspect of just, watching the different phases, and as a player myself, watching the support for the sport of women's basketball grow, but just to be able to see, there have been games that, I maybe played at Devaney. There's always been really good support at Nebraska, but when we talk to several of the young women that are in our program right now about, we are going to sell Pinnacle Bank Arena out, and we're going to be playing in front of great crowds out here, and to watch that come to fruition, and to see 15,000 people in here last year nearly for our Iowa game, and those kinds of things are just really, really fun when you've dreamed about it, when you've talked about it, when you've had that vision as a part of building your program, and then to watch that type of support come through, and just pretty exciting.
Ohio State's a tough team, but obviously you know that. But what makes them maybe uniquely challenging as you look ahead to this match?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is they create so much offense from their defense, and they just have a very high-powered full court press that just really causes and wreaks havoc on a lot of opponents, and so they can. They're a great offensive team. They have prolific three-point shooting. They've got great presence in the paint. They can come at you in a lot of different ways offensively, but then when they can add the offense that they're creating from their defense, I just think, they're a team that really takes pride in playing on both sides of the ball.
How much does Ohio State press, and how unique is that?
Yeah, they press a lot. And it's a little unique. I mean, we don't see that often. You'll see a lot of teams that'll throw a press on in certain circumstances, or in certain flashes in the game, or if they get down, or if they want to do it off of a free throw here or there. But they're so well trained that every single time the ball goes through the basket, they get to their spots, and they work well off of each other. And so if maybe I'm supposed to play on the back of the press, but I'm the one that gets a layup at the rim, I can easily just take the top of the press spot, and somebody else will fill in behind me. And that's just because they do it so much. They're just so well rehearsed to be able to adjust to each other, and that makes it pretty difficult to prepare for.
With it being the PAC PBA game, I mean, it's, you guys play in front of big crowds, but it's even a bigger crowd than usual. Is there an aspect of managing that with the team you have to do, or is it just kind of block out the crowd as usual in terms of how you deal with it?
It's so funny that you ask that, because as we were prepping for our Iowa game last week, and one of my staff members said, do you want to practice with crowd noise this week? And I was like, nah, I think we'll be okay. I think I should have probably taken his advice. And there were a few possessions over there where we didn't have 5 people on the same page offensively, and just it got really, really loud. And so I mean, that's something that we can consider. I feel like maybe bringing that into the fold a little bit to try to just help with the idea of being able to stay focused regardless of what's going on around you.
This team's been through a lot of challenges, and to have this 5-game win streak. What does it say to the mentality of your group?
I think it says a lot about the mentality of this group. I think it says a lot about the close-knit, the love that this group has for each other, and the way that they would not feel right about not trying to lay it on the line for their teammates that are not able to be out there with them anymore. And so I feel like that, I think it says a lot about our culture. It says a lot about this team and the way they have invested in the relationships with each other. And just, I think a lot about the toughness mentality to keep grinding, even though we've had some substantial losses.
What is next for Allison? Like surgery date? Like what does the foreseeable future look like?
To be honest with you, Amy, we really don't know about that right now, and I just don't feel like it's the time to know about that. I think, we're just going to take as much time as it takes to kind of just process everything for her and give her time to kind of just take day to day right now, and we'll take those next steps whenever it seems right.
Britt won National Freshman of the Week this week. Just how have you seen her kind of grow as the season has progressed, but then even more so now that Allison isn't here?
I think the biggest thing for Britt is fortunately she's had Allison to basically kind of put her under her wing and to be kind of her road dog through all of this. But I think that the real growth, in my opinion, has been coming, not only, and I've talked about this already, but has she really embraced, when we challenge her to become a better defensive rebounder, because that allows you to spark the offensive break and be able to play with pace and do things like everything we've asked her to do with just, becoming a better defender, becoming a better rebounder, being more glued into this, she's done, which we've known all along. She's capable of those things, but I think she's starting to see the value in it. But to me, the biggest improvement here lately has just been she's now not trying to just run the offense. She's trying to play basketball in the offense. And I think, that's a natural thing when you're just trying to learn things new and your brain is thinking about, like, should I call this or should I call this? Or should I go here or where do I go? But now I think she's just been freed up here lately to just, play basketball and make basketball plays out of the offensive flow. And that's allowing her to surge.
You obviously want to win every game badly, but why when you play at home are you so passionate about playing well and giving yourselves a chance to win at home? Why is that so important to you?
Because we feel like we owe it to this incredible fan base. I mean, I've in my career had the opportunity to be at places where we don't have that type of passion and support. And so this team recognizes just what a luxury that is. And we feel like, it's just part of our nature to want to compete and fight and lay it on the line. But when you've got all the Husker fans out there, we want to lay it on the line for them too.
Couple of win streaks on the line, not that maybe adds pressure, obviously you're focused on the game, but does that add any extra motivation going into this one, or is it just kind of another game, even though it is against Ohio State?
Yeah, honestly, for us, we haven't even really discussed anything about win streaks, things like that. I think this team has set it in their mind and really early the goals for this team to try to be more consistent with our performance and consistently striving towards improvement. And so for us, that outweighs anything else. Is we're just trying to be a better team on Sunday than we were in practice on Saturday. And how can we make that happen? And that's where we're keeping ourselves locked.
Anything else?
All right. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Coach.